Man, we're talking like some real doctors today.
Dr. Stella in the house.
And
Do
Dr.
not.
Jimmy as well.
Yeah.
You know, you can become a doctor for real in less than a year. You could put the title of a doctor in front of your name. All you got to do is go and learn chiropractic, or what do they call it? Chiropractor. Go become a chiropractor. It takes like 1 year, and you can officially, legally put the doctor title in front of your name. You know that, right?
Did not know that. Well, same like with dentist. I know it doesn't take a year, but like dentists get to do the whole doctor thing, you know.
No, becoming a dentist actually takes a while. It takes 4 years studying, at least.
What's happening with my hair today, people?
Yeah, at the bare minimum. All right, so Stella, I got a question for you. No, not a question, excuse me. I got something for you, though.
Oh,
all right.
Presents.
So speaking of dentists and whatnot, so a lady goes to the dentist, right? She says, "Doctor, I need to talk to you." He says, "Okay." So they go to the back room. Immediately, she takes off all of her clothes and spreads her legs. The dentist then says, "I think you're at the wrong place, ma'am." She says, "No. Last week, you put my husband's teeth in, and now I need you to take them out."
Oh my God.
What's up, everybody? Ciphering Chronicles, episode 20. Can you believe it? We're on
I can't believe it.
Right
I was actually looking at that today. I was like, oh my God, it's the 20th episode. Should we do like quarterly special ones? Or like I started thinking, I was like,
what do you
25?
Mean what do you mean special?
25, should we do something cool? Or like
every quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah, what would it be? Like, what kind of ideas do you have?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
You want to throw a surprise party for the listeners? Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Dang. Well, if we're going to have a party, let's party the right way.
Orgasms.
Everybody come meet us in Vegas. Where you at?
Woo.
Come through. Let's go party. Let's go and turn up a little bit. Take some shots, but not too many because we don't want to be head inside the toilet the next day.
Yeah, we're in our 30s, so that recovery is not nice to us.
I had another in my 30s episode a few days ago, actually.
Did you?
You know, since me and you don't really talk until we do podcasts because we like to keep it fresh like that. You don't know about this, right?
I don't. I would love to hear that.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you. So you know that I've been taking, a little bit of supplements here and there just to kind of give me that edge when I go work out. So basically what happened is I started getting annoyed with taking pills one by one. So I take my daily vitamins, then I take my supplements or whatnot. And so back like 10 years ago, I used to just take all of my pills in a handful. Like, fuck it, I'm just take a handful and I'm going to swallow it and just beast it out real quick. So I started doing that again. And a few weekends ago, I had kind of a like an episode with that. I thought it was a one-off experience. I lightweight kind of choked a little bit, but then it went down. So I was like, whatever, I'll be all right. And so I kept on doing it. I will never, ever try to take a handful of pills again. Let me tell you why. Because I took a handful of pills. So it's about 5 pills. They're big pills, though, like horse pills. They're legitimate horse pills, right? I should be cutting them in half, right? And doing it the right way, one by one. But I threw them all in my mouth. Pause. I drank my water. And I swallow it. And I'm thinking, oh, that didn't go down the right way. Oh, my gosh. I started feeling this pain in my chest, like right in the middle. And I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, I need to drink some more water. So I downed some water real quick. I still got the pain in the middle of my chest. And so I say, all right, I down some water. Maybe I need to eat like some apples or, a piece of toast. Let me do something because it feels like the pills
are
stuck like in the middle. I don't know if it must have been my esophagus because if it was my airway, I probably would have been choking, right?
You'd have been coughing for sure.
I don't know much about the anatomy of our body and the esophagus and things like that. So I don't really get it. And I'm actually a little scared at this moment and I'm getting ready to go to the gym. And so I'm just freaking out, you know? So I eat a piece of toast or whatever, and immediately I start foaming up like crazy. Foaming up.
Foam.
Like damn near foam, not foam, but it was more like bile or some kind of liquid, some like almost like I started like damn near drooling, and I'm like, oh fuck, what's going on? You know, I'm freaking out, and so I go to the toilet and I start trying to make myself throw up, right? And I start throwing up, but not what's on the inside of my stomach because I had a protein shake just 5 minutes before I took the pills, so I would have started throwing up brown chocolate protein shake, right? And I'm not throwing that up. I'm throwing up like clear stuff. So I'm like, this isn't coming from my stomach. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm freaking out, legitimately freaking out. And so I'm thinking like, all right, it must be, you know, stuck somewhere. I'm not sure. I start Googling. I go down the rabbit hole of Google. Like, what can this be? Can pills go down the airway? Can they end up in your lungs? And what are the symptoms? You know, you know, and I just, you know, I'm Googling and I'm still having this pain. So an hour goes by and I'm thinking that, all right, if they are stuck somewhere, they're just going to dissolve or, you know, it'll go away after a little bit. I'm still having this problem like hours after actually swallowing them. And so I'm tripping and I'm thinking like, man, they got to be like lodged. At this point, they must have dissolved, but maybe the pills, you know, maybe dissolved to like a clump of you know, goo or whatever, and it's still blocking whatever area that is blocking because it's blocking my stomach and everything I'm putting down my esophagus, right? So I'm drinking stuff, the liquid is going down fine, but if I try to eat something that's not going down, well, it's going down, but it's causing me to have like a buildup of like saliva or something. I don't know. It was so weird. And so you know, I'm going on with my day and I'm still having the issue. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to eat something hot. You know what? I'm going to go and get some pho. And I decided to go to a pho restaurant. You know, I realize right now, and that'd be a good segue for that topic you wanted to talk about, pho versus ramen. Anyways, let me just continue this. So I'm at the pho restaurant. I'm with Erica. We're sitting down and you know, I'm ordering the pho. She could tell that I'm very uncomfortable still because of the pain in my chest. I'm having that pain still. And she's, you know, a little worried about that. But we're thinking that the pho will, you know, probably be hot enough to push down whatever is blocking it from the vitamins or whatnot. And I take a few sips of the broth, you know, just to get that out the way first. And
I want me to tell you a solution when you're done with your story. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be very nice. I probably should have hit you up, actually. Yeah. Hold on one second.
Burning broth.
And so I then eat a piece of meat, and then I feel like this sensation of an upchuck. I'm like, oh my gosh, but I don't feel sick or nothing. You know, it's like nothing like that. Yeah. But I realize in these times of COVID, the last thing I want to do is appear to be sick inside of a restaurant and make everybody freak out, you know? Right. So I'm like, hey, where's the bathroom at? So I go to the bathroom. There's somebody in there. I'm like, fuck. Like, I got to throw up. I know I got to throw up. Like, not a real throw up because I don't feel sick, but like, it's coming up. You know what I mean?
Something's coming up. Yeah.
Something's coming up. And so I go into the stall and I'm like kind of peeking out around the corner, like, man, when is this person going to get out the bathroom? And so he finally leaves and I just, you know, like I start trying to make myself, you know, and I start throwing up the broth like crazy. It's foaming up like crazy. I don't know if it was the sodium, but I'm like, man, what is going on? And I'm telling myself like, look, if I'm still having this issue by tonight, because there's no reason why I should still be having this issue. Like it's got something stuck. Like, I don't get it. Like, how could it still be stuck? Pills dissolve in our hot body. Our bodies are fucking hot. Right. So I'm still having this issue. We leave. And I go to, I'm thinking like, man, this is like kind of like a acid reflux type of thing, maybe. You know, I'm thinking like that. I go to CVS. I go and get the
some Tums or some
shit. Yeah. It's like some liquid stuff. I drink some of that, throw up. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, drink some of that, throw up. I'm like, man, I can't keep nothing. So I start eating saltine crackers because I'm also starving at this point. I haven't ate. Like, I'm fucking starving and I can't put nothing down without having this issue. And so Erica is like, maybe I should do the Heimlich on you. And I'm like, I'll fucking try anything at this point.
I would pay to see her little ass Heimlich you.
She Heimlicked me, right? Like she tried her best. She Heimlicked me like 3 times. She, you know, pulled me, and I'm like, this ain't doing nothing. And I'm like, man, whatever. I don't think that helped. And I'm like, let me just go drink some Coca-Cola real quick because the bubbles, but I didn't realize that Coca-Cola has reactions with shit that's inside of your body, because there's like something that reacts to acids. That's why when you pour a Coca-Cola on
batteries.
No. When you pour Pepto-Bismol on, what is that candy that if you pour it on it foams up like
Mentos.
Crazy? Mentos. And you don't think none of these things, when you're going through this, you're not somebody who's super experienced in situations like that. I'm just casually grabbing a soda. So I take a sip of the Coke. I'm sitting on the couch and instantly I'm like, oh, fuck. I fucking ran to the bathroom. I almost didn't make it. I fucking like projectile, and just threw up. It didn't, still nothing out of my stomach, but I threw up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I felt like a relief sensation. And I'm like, I think that might have did something. And I don't know if it was the Heimlich mixed with drinking the Coca-Cola. It must have been. But after that, because I took my pho to go, right? I didn't want it to go to waste. And I felt really bad. I didn't want the restaurant to think I didn't like it. And I did. And they offered to take it off the tab or whatever. I was like, no, I like it. It's just, so I took it and I started eating my pho. Everything was fucking great. And I'm just so relieved at this point. I want to eat the whole world at this point. And I'm like, man, I also want to go to McDonald's later. Like I want to eat the food because I'm so happy to be able to eat. And man, so that was my episode with damn near like, I don't know if it was choking or I don't know what the fuck it was, but whatever it was,
I was going to tell you, Coke.
Some kind of closure. I had some kind of closure inside of my esophagus, and I believe the Coke really helped. It might have been the mixture of the Heimlich.
No, it's the Coke. So I went on a date like 2 years ago, right, with this guy, and it was our second date, and he ordered a steak and I had chicken and we were eating, and then all of a sudden he gets up to go to the restroom and he's gone for like 30 minutes. And I'm like sitting there, and I could tell the restaurant people were looking at me like, oh, you poor thing. You just got left there. Like,
just
that
got
sucks.
Left.
You know? And so like, I'm sitting there and he comes back and he's kind of red. And I'm like, are you okay? He's all, this is so embarrassing, but I have like a piece of steak stuck in my throat. I was like, oh my God. He's like, yeah, we need to go. And I was like, okay, like, thank God he was friends with the people who owned that restaurant. So like we could just take off. It was fine. Right. And so we left and he's driving me home because he picked me up. So he still has to drive me home. I was like, are you sure you don't want to go to like urgent care or something? Right. And like he gets to my house. He drops me off. I'm like, okay, well, let me know. You make it home safe. I don't want you to pass out on the way home.
Yeah.
And so like he hits me up like 10 minutes later because he said, I feel so stupid. He's like, I Googled it and it said, if you ever have something stuck to drink Coca-Cola. He's like, I drank a Coca-Cola and it's gone. And he's like, I really want to like go out with you still. Like, is it cool if I come back and pick you up? I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, so we went back out, but it's like Coca-Cola. Who would have thought? Like,
I'm an advocate for Coca-Cola now. I'm all about Coca-Cola. I might have to tat it on me.
If you guys got some shit stuck in your throat, Coca-Cola. This could save so many lives.
I wish I knew that from the get because I would have drank Coca-Cola way earlier.
You should have called me. I would have told you.
Man, I don't like talking to you. We
can't talk to each other unless we're potting though. Because,
I know.
Like, every conversation we
turns
have
into
is
a
like
pod.
A pod.
And that's why we have a podcast together.
Right now. I know. It's the way that it is, guys. But
yeah, for real. Hey, so I mean, talking about pho though, are we gonna have this debate? Because I think I am team ramen for sure.
Okay,
it's just more tasty. I mean, they're kind of the same, but I mean, I don't know. Like I've had better experiences with ramen, but I've had pho more times, so it's kind of weird.
Okay, so they're not all made equal. Like some places really fuck up pho, and some places really fuck up ramen. And But I think that in general, people like ramen more than they like pho. And I'm brought this up because literally overnight, if anybody else lives in Southern California, or if this is just the southern like region of the United States, where it went from being hot as fuck to being
no, I was telling myself to shut up.
Oh.
I was listening. Sorry.
What are you doing? I was like, when it went from like literally being hot as hell outside to like all of a sudden it's fucking freezing. Yeah. And I think that that's also what's going on with me, like with my allergies and bullshit today, is because like the weather literally flipped.
Yeah.
And whenever it gets cold, people want soup, right? And there's like pho, there's ramen. Of course, I can make all the Mexican.
I'm about to have soup tonight, by the way. Yeah.
Dude, I want soup so bad
it's cold
right
as
now.
Fuck in Vegas right now.
I want to get some pho.
Degrees. It's 50.
Yeah.
45, 50 degrees today.
And
windy.
It was raining yesterday. Super windy today.
Right.
But yesterday I went and got some ramen down in Hillcrest in San Diego.
There's some good food spots.
I love fucking Hillcrest.
I know you like that gay area.
Shout
out to the gays. I'm not talking shit.
I'm gay as hell, so sometimes
but we just know
gay.
It's a gay area. That is the what do they call that area in San Francisco? The gay area.
I don't know the gay area.
Fuck, I forgot. Like I grew up
I know you're
in the Bay Area, and I
can't
even remember. Well, I just never really visited the gay area, but there's a really well-known gay area in San Francisco. Damn it. I know somebody listening right now is like, oh, you're shouting it out right now. Actually, let me look it up real quick. Hold on.
So
keep talking.
I was down in Hillcrest eating ramen, and since moving back down to Southern California, I actually haven't found a ramen spot that I like super love more than this place called Toshi's Ramen in Eugene, Oregon. So bomb. And I can't find one as bomb as that place.
In Hillcrest?
Well, I went to Hillcrest because I was told there's 2 places down there that are pretty fucking bomb. So I went to Nishiki's, but there's this other one called like Tojima or something like that that I'm going to try, eventually here. But I usually like pho is like a staple in my house. We have pho almost weekly. Like,
man, you're making me want some pho right now.
I want some pho so bad, but I got my kids pho last night.
Hey, next time you come to Vegas, we got to go to the spot. It's called Pho Kim Long, and it's very well known out here.
You did tell me about that shit.
I know, and it's a 24-hour spot, so most people go there after the club or whatnot, to fulfill.
Fucking pho. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to eat soup or something if you've been drinking actually too. So
really,
That's why when you're hungover, you eat menudo as a Mexican person. I know, me too. But that helps out with. Oh, fucking love pozole. Erica's mom made it like a few weeks ago. Oh my gosh, so good. And I was talking shit too because I was telling her mom, I was like, your other daughter, she actually makes it better than you, and she's like damn near offended. And so she made pozole the next day, and it was crazy good. And I was like, oh, she's showing out. Hey, you just
had to say something. You had to say something.
Did you just burp? Yeah.
Really?
How embarrassing. You just burp. Yeah.
I didn't even hear myself
Everybody,
burp.
Did you hear Stella burp? Say excuse yourself. Excuse yourself, please.
Well, I didn't feel it, so my bad.
Anyways, by the way, everybody, just to come back to it, the gay area in San Francisco is Castro, the Castro district. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Hey, so, is it like cool? Because I know women do this. Is it cool for like 2 straight guys to go to a gay bar?
That's what I want to know, because I was down in that district yesterday.
You have to be very comfortable with your sexuality.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when I was there, like we were 2 straight females there at a bar where there was just like a bunch of gay men, right?
Were you 2 straight females? I don't know. You're kind of.
Sometimes I'm gay as hell. I do be checking women out.
Yeah.
But
you be hitting on my wife a little too much,
I do.
Calling her your wife.
Well, she's beautiful. She's my wife.
She's beautiful. Yeah.
She will be my wife.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck around and find out. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut up.
But I was noticing that I didn't see just like 2 straight guys hanging out, like getting food at this place, like and drinks. So well, I really want to know, like, do straight men go with other straight men to gay bars, or is that just something straight women do?
I think that they would be more worried about what other people are thinking about them, like people they know might see them, because there's two straight guys and there will be too many questions about them being in a gay bar. People will question, like, why are you and Bobby at the gay bar in the center of Hillcrest if you guys are two great guys? They're going to start thinking service. No, for sure. And not to mention, from what I understand, like, I'll be honest, I've never went and partied at a gay bar, but not because I'm not comfortable with my sexuality or anything. I just like to be where there's a lot of women, you know. So if I go to a gay bar, gay bars. Right, and so that's why I probably should have. But you know, in my mind, I'm always thinking that all the women that I want to be associated with, you know, like the hood rat chicks, you know, are at the hip hop clubs or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and I think women go to gay bars to avoid being hit on by men.
Right. So you remember I lived in San Diego for a little bit, for like a year, right? Yeah, and when I was out there, I did Uber as well. I had I was doing a couple things, but I did Uber as well. And, I would take a lot of people to Hillcrest or whatnot. And a lot of women would tell me, like, straight women, they'd be going there. It doesn't matter if they're straight or gay. Anyways, right. So they'd be going there and they would be saying, have you ever been to one of these bars? I'm like, no, I haven't. And they would say, you probably should, like, because it's actually better because so there's, bigger, masculine people going to these places. So their drinks are always much stronger for one. So you get more bang for your buck.
1,000% strong drinks.
Right. And it's because there's a bunch of men in the building. So they got to make stronger drinks. Right. Uh-huh. And, they said some other funny things. I guess it wouldn't really matter to me, but they're saying like gay guys just have it so easy because like most people, when they go out, if they're single, like they're looking for sex. Well, gay guys, they go out to bars and they're like way more open versus a heterosexual situation. Like they're more forward. Yeah, they're more forward. So, like if they want to go and get a nut off, they'll go there and go straight up to a guy like, hey, you want to fuck? Yeah. They're going fuck. So, I mean, hey, man, that's what's up for them, I mean, it would be dope if, the heterosexual clubs were like that too. Well, I guess there is clubs like that. They're called swinger bars and sex clubs. There's a few.
I think some people are bold like that, where they come up to you like they just want to fuck, and it's like, bro, get the fuck away from me. What the hell?
Yeah. Somebody like me, with so many morals, I've never done nothing like that.
Not you.
In my life. Never. I've
Saint
never.
James.
I never like partied in San Francisco, grabbed a girl from the club and fucked her in the alleyway.
Not one
regretted
time.
It and then
not
took
ever.
It. Yeah, I've never done that. Like, why would I ever do that?
Had to get antibiotics a week later.
Antibiotics, yeah, never that. Like in the alley, like, come on, man, what the fuck? In the Tenderloin, really? No.
You're stupid.
Hey, man.
Yeah, but no, I was there. I was wondering, and they have like, it's the best vibe. Like the fucking people who work there are funny as hell. They're so like outgoing, and they do have strong ass drinks. It was just a vibe, and I was just like, why are there no straight men here? Like, that's weird.
Hey, I got a question for you.
I got answers, maybe.
What does a nearsighted gynecologist and a puppy have in common? A wet nose.
Oh my god, you're stupid.
Oh, my bad.
Where the fuck do you get these popsicles?
Don't fucking worry about my popsicle jokes, okay?
I want to know.
Don't worry, man.
I want to go buy some.
I'm about
Spencer's?
Don't trip. You're reaching a little bit too much into my business right now. I'm gonna need you to chill off that, okay?
I'm reaching on nothing.
Oh, fuck you. You think you're all that in a bag of chips, and guess what? I don't even like chips.
I love chips. That was like the saying back then. Mm-hmm. Remember?
What?
All that in a bag of chips.
I still use it. What do you mean back then? I still use that. I'm all about the phrases. I bring back the phrases all the time. I am the phrase master, my G.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so by the way, everybody, so I know that you're listening right now and loving every bit of this conversation, and we love you, but we do want to remind you, you can become a monthly subscriber to our podcast on the anchor.fm app. We do have our links on our Instagram profiles, Daddy Goods, DADDYGOODZ, and Estella Bella, ESTELABELLA.
That's
And
right, you got it.
also on the Side Friend Chronicles Instagram, just click the link and you will see on there multiple options. There is a monthly subscription that you can do, but if you don't want to do that and you still want to contribute somehow, some way, there's a voice message button on there as well. You can go on there and say whatever you want to say to us, and we will play it on an episode, and very next episode actually, and we will talk back to you on there. And I think it will be a very cool segment, and to get you Q&A. To get you all involved on these podcasts as well. Anyways,
because we enjoy it, we want to hear from you.
Oh yeah, for sure. So back to the pod now. I actually want to talk about another podcast, the biggest podcast in the world, one of my favorite, probably millions of other people's favorite.
Until ours comes around.
Yeah, exactly.
We're coming for
ours
you.
Is actually the number one podcast in the world. But a quote from this podcast before I even mention it: "I'm existing in the future and visiting the now." Kanye West was on Joe Rogan, and I thought that the podcast was very interesting. Kanye had a lot of different riffs of explanations on the different topics they were talking about, but I all around really enjoyed the podcast on Joe Rogan. Did you get a chance to listen to it, Stella?
I only got to listen to about half of it because it is 3 hours long. So if you guys do have the time, even up to where I'm at first it was really hard to to stay in the conversation because he does go off on tangents a lot. But then you learn how to speak Kanye, kind of, is not speak it, but actually hear it and try to and
he's
understand
an artist,
why
he can really tell
he paints a picture for you. And I think he incorporates all these different analogies to try to allow a multitude of people to comprehend and see his vision and what he's saying. So I think
you got to be an artist as well in some kind of way, because I've seen some people having really negative reviews on the podcast and the things he was saying and all the different areas he took you in one conversation. He'll take you down 3 roads to lead you back to one. And I think you do in a way have to also be a creative, imaginary person who has a different vision.
Well, I'm just someone who needs context. So when he explains something, he gives you all kinds of context so that you can kind of see what he's laying down actually, and really and understand where he's coming from and what he's saying.
Can somebody like that be a president of a country? Or do you have to be white and black and straightforward on the political side?
No, I think that's the problem, is people are so white and black when there's so much gray. I think most people live in gray areas and they like to think they're either black and white, and they're not.
I think that guy, KFC, that does all those Barstool reviews, I think that he got it completely wrong on the whole Kanye topic, because he was going off on Kanye, and I really think that his name is Kevin Clancy, by the way. If none of you have
the 1 minute,
what they call it? Yeah, the 1 minute man, and he does a hot take on whatever the topic is of the hour or of the minute, more so. And man, he was ripping into Kanye and really just talking crap, and I thought that he got a
target. I think
he is an
going
easy target,
for
right.
Kanye like that is an easy target, because there's a lot of people who are trying to make him, and he even knows it, make him out to be crazy and this person who's just fucking out there. But also, I think that a lot of people have ADD and ADHD. I'm one of them. And then we also live in an era of instant gratification, because people are let's get to the fucking point. They don't want to sit there for 3 hours and listen to Kanye's different paths to his grand, statement. And I mean, it's one of the reasons why, like, just anybody who does podcasting, you and I know that, like, retention and how long your podcasts are two different things. And
but I the thing I liked about it though is that he seemed way more of a normal person listening to him on a 3-hour long podcast, and it kind of allowed you to get to know his personality a little bit more. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people have wrong about him, is they think he's just some crazy lunatic, and then you listen to him on a 3-hour podcast and you're like,
he sounds very normal. But he even said that. He says that there's the two perceptions people have of him, right? And he even knows this. If he knows about a topic, he's going to come off confident. And if he doesn't, he's going to come off as arrogant. And most people look at him as this arrogant, like, not as zero humility, this or whatever. But this podcast where he sat down with Joe Rogan, he seemed actually very humble and very normal and down to earth.
So many people who did give Donald Trump a chance, one of the number one things they said was, oh, he's a great businessman. He could probably really help the United States in the aspect of business, right? Well, Kanye West is actually also a really good businessman, and everything he touches as well turns to gold, right? So why not give him a chance in that aspect? I don't know, man. I saw a lot of great things from that podcast that really honestly made me think in my head, like, man, what if somebody who was a visionary, who was very creative with all these different ideas to create more of a free world, was at the main seat of the United States? What if somebody who wanted to think, like, how can we make things better for the people, and use creative ideas to make that happen, instead of using this very capitalistic approach to the United States like every other president does? Everything just seems so scripted with Democratic parties, political parties. Man, what if we had another party, some more.
Well, there are other parties, but it's a two-party system. It's just so fucking stupid.
But there could be a chance of another party taking seat. I mean, ultimately, I would assume, like, if somebody with the independent party came into play and became the president, they would probably have to somehow integrate Democratic people, Republican people. Well, I guess that happens anyway.
That's what the Senate is comprised of, Democrats and Republicans. All the governors, Democrats, Republicans, like all these representatives and senators and governors are all Democrat and Republican. Like, it's very hard for the Green Party or the Independent Party to come up and achieve these, like, offices. And then if they do, what are they going to do? They're outnumbered. Like, there's only so much you can do. Like, it honestly, like, as nice as it would be to have somebody who thinks outside the box, who has, as he said, where he was just focused on money and all these things, and now he's coming back around and be like, money isn't shit. Life is about relationships.
Politics politics is so corrupt. Man, if somebody like him got into office, man, they would do anything in their power to get him out way before his term was done. They would be like, nope. They would, they would do something.
They would blow JFK his ass.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that because I don't want to put that kind of energy out there, but that's another connection.
I'm surprised somebody didn't do that to Donald Trump, honestly.
Yeah,
or Obama.
Talk. Real talk. Seriously.
Just like
with all the racist,
with all of them. Yeah,
with all the racist comments from Trump, and then all the racist people against a black
Obama.
president. So I wanted to say, like, one of the connections with the podcast with Joe and Kanye that I really, really appreciated was that, man, Kanye spoke a lot about God and brought a lot of spiritual aspect to it. And that's something that I really connect with. And it makes me, appreciate the him even taking a shot at becoming a president, man, because I think that if we had a more God-fearing president, man, how much better the world would be in general. And I don't know, man, I really connected with that. And just to hear so much talk about God and just so many different spiritual analogies and connections, because he spoke a lot about the Bible as well. Man, I don't know, man. I really appreciated it. And a lot of people are talking down on the podcast, but I think you just really got to listen to it. I've already listened to it twice. That's crazy, right?
That is crazy. I've only gotten halfway through it.
And everybody I sent it to either A, haven't watched it at all, or B, don't even give it a chance because all they want to say is, I don't even like Kanye, won't even give it a chance, you know? So,
well, I'm not going to vote for Kanye for president this time around. I can't say I wouldn't in the future. I don't know. We'll see where everything goes. But I did like the
Have you voted,
the
by
lessons. The way? No, I'm going Friday because I just got my California ID.
Oh, yay. She's a California resident again.
Officially.
Woo, woo.
Like a year and a half later, but whatever.
A year and a half later. You've already drank all the beer at every brewery in San Diego. You might as well.
That's right. I might as well.
You are a straight up brewery girl.
Well, that's just because I'm not like a brewery girl. Come on, I'm not a brewery girl.
Come on,
I'm a margarita girl, but
my ass.
But I do like a hazy citrus IPA, and I do like a stout, like a coffee stout. But I mean, we've spent my entire adult life essentially in the Pacific Northwest, which is like microbrew capital of the world. And then I come down to San Diego where there's a shit ton of them as well. So like,
word up.
It's all about the drinks. You know, we drink because we want to numb our pain from having to pay ridiculous amounts of money for rent and sit in hours of traffic.
Man,
that's just
I feel you.
Southern California. What are you partying about? You're in a fucking studio with like two families.
Right. I haven't had beer in like 2.5 weeks before last night, and I had some beers last night. Oh my fucking gosh, I love beers, man. I love beer so much. It could be because I grew up in a city with a brewery that made the whole city smell like hops. Or the fact that my father, in Fairfield, Budweiser, one of the main West Coast Anheuser-Busch hubs is in Fairfield. It's a huge factory, and I had
no idea. I don't fuck with Budweiser, but I had no idea.
And I love Budweiser, and Bud Light. Those are like my jams right there. I was driving by a garage sale like a month ago, and this person had all kinds of different beer, like they're kind of like mirrors, like something you would see in a man cave or a bar more so, and it has like the beer logo on it.
The logos on it.
And then they're really nice. And he had like a whole bunch lined up, and he had this Budweiser one that was on the wall as I was driving past in my work van, right? And I'm driving past, and I see the different beer mirrors that he had lined up. And I saw the one hanging on the wall, and I'm thinking, like, he's probably not even selling it, but it said Budweiser on it. So my dad, he worked for Budweiser for over 30 years, right?
Oh, and that's why you like it. It's sentimental for you.
It's a sentimental thing, and I'm driving by, and I'm like, man, I really like that. It made me think of my dad, and I'm thinking, like, man, I would like that, for like a man cave idea. And, I want to just turn back around and see if the guy will sell it to me. And I turn back around, thinking like he's probably not going to sell it. That's probably why it's still hanging up and all the other ones are lined up. And I asked him, I said, hey, man, is that Budweiser one for sale? And he took like a quick minute to think about it, like a few seconds more so. And then he said, yeah, I'll sell it to you for $25. And I'm like, oh, man, I got to get it. So I said, hey, hold it for me. I'll be right back. So, I went to an ATM or whatever, got some cash. Didn't have no cash on me. Brought it back, got it. And so I got it now downstairs, just waiting for the construction of the man cave. Yeah. So I'm super stoked about it. And I've always been a Budweiser fan because of a bias. My dad worked at Budweiser for over 30 years, and it just makes me think of him. And also I have a Budweiser collection of things, and it's super I don't know, like it's funny that I have this collection, but I also got the Budweiser Earth cans. I don't know if you know, but when everybody was going to raid Area 51 out here.
Yeah. You told me about this.
And the Earth cans are like, they got aliens on them or whatever. And, I got a 12-pack of those. I would have bought a whole bunch more of these if I would have known.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably spoke about this before on the podcast.
At your house.
Oh, for real? That's when I told you.
When we were at your house.
I don't think I even knew about it then, though.
No, you did.
I didn't. But I don't think I knew that the price like 10 times.
No, you talked about that specifically.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, there goes my memory right there.
That's that 30-year-old brain.
We've had so many conversations at this point.
We have.
Watch when we're on episode 2000, and I'm gonna start talking about it again. You know, the alien Earth cans. You're gonna be like,
I'm gonna start talking about dick pics again, manscaping. All of it. We're just gonna fucking circle back around.
You just gotta recycle everything, man.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
You have to. People hop in, like 20 episodes deep, and then they're not gonna know about the conversation. We just gotta do it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So cool. So what else do we got here? I got our list of topics we might want to touch on here. Making messed up faces while working out. Everybody, I am so glad that we have to wear masks at the gym now, because now I can really get a hard set in, because I got the mask to cover my my grunting face as I'm hitting a hard set. And I was thinking to myself, like, would I be making this hard grunt face if I didn't have a mask on? And my answer was no. Because
you'd be like more aware and self-conscious.
Yeah, more aware and self-conscious. So you got this thing covering your face, so now you can really get.
See, for me, the mask doesn't do me anything, because I'm one of those people who, like, if I smile, I get like a really hard like forehead vein. You know what I mean? So like if I'm lifting weights, I got like the forehead vein, like you know what I mean? Like the mask doesn't go up here. It goes right here. Like I'd almost prefer like a headband or something. It doesn't hide my stupid face. So
I had a crazy workout before this pod, by the way. I'm
going after this pod.
Are you really? Getting productive, man. We're feeling so productive, aren't we?
Productive.
Yeah, man. Doesn't it feel good to be productive and
it does.
Getting things done? You work, you pay your bills, you save money, you go and do some fun things here and there, and then you do the real productive,
then you do
fulfilling
the work.
things. Yeah, the
That's
work.
Right.
But
the real work behind
this is the
work.
fulfilling work right here.
Right.
You know, I love doing this.
Right.
So I also want to talk about the Birkin bag craze right now.
What is a Birkin bag?
A Birkin bag is a designer. And Birkin is a designer brand, and there's a bag. Spelled? There's different bags and purses that they come out with, and it's just like the new hottest and most popular thing out there in the industry right now. But the purses are like anywhere from $50,000 to $150,000 per bag.
$50,000.
So your average person isn't getting it. But there's always a lot of replicas and fake bags. But the point being is that women are going crazy over Birkin bags right now. And a lot of them are saying, like, if you can't buy your woman a Birkin bag, then get rid of the guy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, these women are tripping off the Birkin bag like that. First of all, it's a materialistic thing and a materialistic mindset that will not get you anywhere. Like, first of all, if you're spending $100,000 and it's not on a piece of property, get out of my face.
That's right. That's right. Y'all, they have that saying that people are going to go broke trying to look rich, and I am not one of them. If I carry a bag, big if, because I'm not a purse chick.
Let's be more practical.
Fucking backpack from Target.
Speaking of Target, man, all I wear is Target clothing and Walmart clothing. Like, don't even come at me
and
about
Ross
no
if I
Express.
Be fancy.
I'll go to Ross if I want to be fancy. JCPenney's like, hey, they got nice clothes there too. And honestly, it's not about the clothing on the man. It's about what's on the inside, the charisma, and
what's underneath the clothing.
Oh, well, hold on. Time out. There she goes again. There she goes again, fellas. That's all you.
Let's keep it real. If you're really worried about what I'm wearing, come on, bro.
It's more about the clothes coming off anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Real talk, man.
I've literally had dudes check me out. And like, if my shoes aren't like Jordans or something like that, they're like, dismiss you. And it's like, first of all, bye. Second of all, ain't nothing wrong with a $40 pair of Vans. Like, what the fuck? Like.
Word up.
Come on.
Word up.
I don't like Jordans. First of all, I know Give me all the heat. I don't care. I don't like them. I don't think that they're
talking about Jordans
looking shoes. Yeah, I don't like them.
Yeah, no.
For me personally,
they're not all that.
They've always like I see them and I'm like, yo, you look like you're about to go on a mission to the moon right now. Like, it's crazy. Not cute to me. I'm not into it. I've never been into it. If I wear shoes, it's Vans or Converse. But you know, living in the Pacific Northwest, it was always like boots. So I do have Timberlands. I love those.
Hey, shout out to the sneakerheads though. You know, there is a lot of sneakerheads who collect shoes.
That's cool. Collect your shoes. I just don't want to wear them.
Yeah,
and don't judge me for not wearing them. Fuck you.
No, we're cool with you wearing your Jesus sandals.
My fucking $12 Fila slides from Ross. I live in those with some socks though, like vibrant socks. You know how I roll.
I do.
Socks with sandals, gang, gang, gang.
You are a gang
member. Shout out Spec the Kid.
Shout out to Spec.
I am a gang member.
So last night I was driving home and I saw a billboard that said, "Need help? Call Jesus. 1-800-005-3787." And out of curiosity, I did. And a Mexican showed up in a tow truck.
Jesus,
ma.
I thought you were gonna say like a landscaping vehicle.
So, anyways, I told him it was an accident, and we cracked a couple of Coronas and started drinking. Gotta love the Mexican homies. Those are my Mexican brothers. You know, I'm half Mexican, so shout out to you guys.
Shout out to our people.
Yes, indeed. Well,
you are loved.
I think that's it for today.
I think that we should call it a night.
1,000%. Good job, Stella.
I'm proud of you.
Well, everybody, thank you for listening to the Side Friend Chronicles, episode 20. We'll catch you all on episode 21. If you
made it to the end of this episode, when we drop a comment, when we drop the video on Instagram, I want you to type in the word. No, I'm just kidding. Don't.
Just drop some cats.
Give us a safe word.
A safe word?
Yeah.
Jalapalapagis.
Jalapalapagis? Don't nobody know how to
spell it however you want. Spell it however you want. Jalapalapagis. We out. Side Friend Chronicles.